four crew of the Taipan helicopter which crashed into waters near Hamilton Island late Friday night have been named. Captain Daniel Lyon, Lieutenant Max Nugent, Warrant Officer Joseph Laycock and Corporal Alex Knaggs are still missing at sea. Navy divers are searching the waters. The aircraft crashed while taking part in a joint military training exercise, Talisman Sabre.
I'm focused on three things. The first and most pressing is to bring Daniel, Alexander, Joseph and Maxwell home to their families.
Lieutenant Reporter Matthew Karstunen is on the ground in Shute Harbour with the latest weather. The weather, Matthew, is coming in, obviously. Where does that leave the search?
Good evening, Hamish. For the Wet Sundays, the weather has turned in the past hour or so. We've seen quite some strong winds and rain, which will hamper search efforts. What we do know is the Australian Defence Force is far from giving up. As we know, of course, the helicopter went down on Friday night. It's been nearly 48 hours since these four men have been missing. And we spent the day actually out on a charter boat. And just to understand the sheer enormity of the scale of this search, it is a huge place, despite the fact that, of course, Hamilton Island is a very popular tourist destination. But, of course, the tone and messaging from the Defence Force, they are still saying it is a search and rescue, but we've of course seen the identities of these men named.
We have seen that, and what more do we know about them?
Now, I'll reveal to you the names. They are all from Sydney. Captain Daniel Lyon, Lieutenant Maxwell Nugent, Warrant Officer Joseph Laycock and Corporal Alex Knaggs. These four men are well known, well respected and well trained. As I mentioned, they were taking part in a training exercise for Operation Talisman Sabre, involving around 30,000 troops up and down the east coast of Australia. At this stage, that's all we really know. The Defence Force says that they will be telling us more in the coming days about who they are and what they have done for this country, but of course it is still very emotional. We've spent the weekend here, and even the tourists and residents here say it is just extremely sad to see what has unfolded. Of course, the family is still very much holding out hope for any answers as to how this all unfolded.
Matthew, thanks very much for your time tonight. We'll leave it there.
Thank you very much.
Of course, if this story has affected you or your family, you can reach out to Open Arms for 24-hour free and confidential support on 1800 011 046.